Hey guys, it's Fee. I know it probably doesn't look like Fee. You guys aren't used to seeing me with straight hair, but it's Fee. Um, so I have a bit of a TTC update. Actually, it's more like a TTC confusion, and I need to let it out. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys will be able to give me some guidance. um, yeah, my head is like all over the place, so hopefully I'll be able to get this out in like one cohesive unit. All right, so if you watched my last vlog, you know I've been having problems with Clomid, and my OB has essentially said that either A, I can try Clomid again and hope and pray that it doesn't mess me up again, or I can go forward with just the progesterone therapy that I have been trying in the past, which hasn't been working. And at that point, she's stuck. She can't do anything else for me until she's able to refer me to an RE. And my insurance is causing problems with that because my insurance is an HMO, even though it's the most common one in my state. Your average specialist, your average RE doesn't take HMO. They prefer PPO or something else. So she thought we were kind of at an impasse because she couldn't find any specialists that would take my insurance that were in my group, my HMO group. But she said she would try, that she thought there was one that she was thinking of, but it was escaping her at the moment, and that she'd give me a call back the following day, which would have been yesterday, and I did not get a call. So I started just trying to come up with other concepts, and in the past, I said that I keep tinkering with the idea of acupuncture. So I actually do know an acupuncturist. My chiropractor is an acupuncturist. So the trust level is there already because I don't trust doctors. I don't. When I find ones that I like, I don't switch for like forever, quite literally. So I got some information from him. He's suggesting 8 weeks of acupuncture. The first week there would be 2 sessions, and the following 7 weeks there would be 1 session each. And they would be out of pocket. My insurance does not cover them. My FSA is out for this year, so that can't cover it either. They're $50 a session, which singularly, that's not that bad, but do the math and it adds up quick. When I've talked to him about it in the past, he has recommended me to just try one thing at a time and not mix acupuncture with, say, Clomid. Not sure why that is. Somebody else on here said that maybe they don't want the responsibility that if both work at the same time you can end up with like quadruplets or something. But I'm thinking of doing that anyways, unbeknownst to him, to take the Clomid, to try and take the Clomid again, along with the acupuncture. That kind of, right now, is all on hold until I see what happens with this cycle. I did not ovulate this cycle because of Clomid. There's a possibility that I'm resistant to it. So I'm kind of hoping for a relatively normally timed cycle day 1 to appear. I'm a little worried about that. I probably should know by next week. If that doesn't come by, I'd say cycle day 35, I'm supposed to obviously take a pregnancy test, but fairly positive that's going to be negative. And tell my OB, and they may have to force a cycle with Provera, or we could just wait to see when it appears. That one's at my discretion too. So this morning I was leaning towards praying that the cycle will end properly. Try Clomid one more time. I'm only going to do it one more time. If it doesn't show any signs of working, I'm just going to nix the whole idea altogether. So I was willing to try Clomid one more time and do it along with the acupuncture for 8 weeks, which would put me to the end of the year, to January 1. The other issue I have going on is I was contemplating changing the group number on my insurance and trying a different area, that a different hospital group where maybe there would be a specialist that would accept my insurance. But I very well could end up in the same situation. And it dawned on me, my company's insurance renewal period is January 1st. So I went to our HR manager and asked her, is anything changing? And she kind of looked at me, and she knows what I'm going through, and she said, well, I'm going to tell you this on the down low. Don't tell anybody else in the company. So hopefully none of those people see this video. But there's a chance that our insurance company could be changing. It's not for sure. She doesn't seem to think it's going to, because our CEO prefers what we have. But if we stick with what we have, the premiums are going to go up again. So she thinks that decision they'll know for sure by next week, and she's going to again let me know on the down low. I was contemplating switching to a PPO, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to do. I am 99.9% sure I'm going to switch to a PPO on January 1st, so I don't have these problems with specialists, and I can go wherever I want to without a referral on top of it. But not knowing what they're going to stick with kind of has me at a concern. If I try and switch my group number now and I find a specialist that's in the HMO network, if we stick with the same insurance group, I'm probably not going to have a problem with the doctor still being covered under a PPO. The doctors, the specialists, the REs, having them accept the PPO is generally not an issue. It's the HMO that's an issue. And the particular insurance company that we're currently using is pretty much accepted everywhere in the state. So that's not an issue. But I guess my concern is, okay, if they switch the insurance on me to something else, to a different company on January 1st, and then I have found a doctor already in the meantime in the last 2 months, and it's not covered, I don't want to have to go through the mess of canceling and finding another RE, and yeah, so that's where that bit of craziness is at. So that's why over the next 2 months I was going to just go with, try the Clomid that I already have, try the acupuncture, and wait it out until January 1st, and then start on the process of finding an RE. Particularly one that I prefer, not one that is like my only option. Which brings me to this afternoon. This afternoon the doctor calls me, my OB calls me, and says, hey, guess what? I found the one lone RE that will accept your insurance. She gives me the information and says, I'm going to fax over the referral, but when you call, I want you to make sure that they still accept this insurance. Well, I wasn't able to make that call today. When I tried, they were already closed, so I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go with that one, but I at least want to make sure that she's right, that they do accept my current insurance. But, my concern here is, if you know anything about insurance, or if you don't, let me just kind of spew on my little soapbox for a few minutes. Really, the main difference between HMO and PPO is how much the insurance company pays the doctor, which is why your average specialist or RE prefers PPO. So to try and find one that accepts the HMO that pays them less, you either have to find someone with a kind heart that's been through this probably, or you're just going to have to accept service from an average specialist that happens to take HMO, and chances are they're either not that great, or can take what they can get, so to speak. That's really my concern there. So that being said, when she gave me this specialist, I put a couple of things on Facebook, and I asked a couple of people, hey, how do I check out if this guy's even worth my time? And I got some great replies. I got some great information. And the bottom line is, this guy has got star ratings kind of all over the board on all of the main places you would look, like health grades, rate MDs, vitals, wellness. His star ratings like go from 4.2 out of 5 all the way down to 2. It's really all over the board. Most of those sites were just the type of reviews where you're giving them an opinion of particular things, like if the staff is competent, if the doctor is competent, if the place is clean, and it's just a 1 to 5 star rating. There was only one site that I found where there was actually written reviews, and the reviews that were bad mostly seemed focused not around the doctor, but around his incompetent staff, which sucks. But it's sad to say I'm kind of used to dealing with that. I've never had a doctor where the staff didn't either have an issue with calling you back, or not being insensitive, or any of that kind of stuff. It is sad that that's kind of common, but I guess it's the doctor that I'm more concerned about. Hopefully the staff isn't so annoying that I can't put up with it. So I didn't know what to think on that. Then someone told me to check and make sure if he's board certified as an RE, not just an OB, and he is board certified as an RE. And I don't remember the name of the website, but there was another website that gave me percentages of success rates for IVF. And even though I hopefully may not have to take it that far, but it kind of tells you if they know what they're doing or not. And their success percentage rates supposedly are pretty good. I'm not too familiar with these numbers, but when I posted them on Facebook, I was told that these numbers were pretty good. Cycles resulting in live births was 28.5%. Retrievals was 30.6%. Transfers was 36%. So, I mean, considering IVF is a gamble in the first place, I guess that makes sense that those numbers are pretty good. I did find it really interesting that 17% of this guy's IVFs were done with PGD, which is, let me see if I can remember what this is called. Pre-implantation genetic screening, essentially, where they determine if there's chromosomal issues before they attempt to transfer. So that's not actually very commonly done, so I was surprised by that. The other thing that surprised me was their percentage of general live births that resulted in twins was 26.8%. So let's back up a second here. I just finished telling you that his retrievals and transfers and cycles resulting in live births were anywhere between 28.5 to 36. Yeah, you do the math on that one. So I guess it kind of sounds like this guy's halfway decent. He's been doing this for 30 years. And is located in kind of a ritzy suburb in this area. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I'm just going to put it out there. So, where does this leave me? This leaves me confused. I'm not quite sure where I should go with this. Right now, I'm thinking that I'm going to try and call again tomorrow. If they really do accept my insurance, I'll get a consultation. For all I know, it could take weeks to get in to see this guy. I think I'm going to do the acupuncture no matter what happens here, because granted, regular physicians and specialists and naturopath type people don't always get along because it's two entirely different arenas. But I don't need to tell them that I'm doing acupuncture. I'm probably going to do that regardless of what happens here. The Clomid is still kind of up in the air. I guess it depends on what happens with the specialist. So yeah, I'm a little lost. I guess I'm looking for some suggestions. If I should go with this guy, if I should wait until I have the insurance that I really want. It is only in about, what, 7 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. Or if I should just try this in the meantime. I don't necessarily want all the stress of switching around if I don't have to, but I also don't want to waste time because I've done enough of that. So, I just threw a lot of information at you because I've got a bazillion things bouncing around in my head. Hopefully some of that sounded like relatively understandable. I welcome any comments, any suggestions, anything you can give me. That's really what I'm looking for here. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks, and bye.